Water. Earth. Fire. Air. Only the Avatar mastered all 4 elements. Only he could stop the ruthless firebenders. I still believe that somehow, the Avatar will return to save the world.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's review is super exciting because we are going to be talking all about the Colourpop times Avatar The Last Airbender collection. I cannot tell you how excited I was when I saw that they were collabing with Avatar, because I grew up with Avatar. I watched it all the time as a kid, but also as an adult. I rewatched the entire series last year, and I feel like honestly it hits a little bit harder when you're an adult. I would highly recommend you guys check out Avatar because it just the feels, and this collection is everything about the feels, honestly. Like, I think they did a really great job, although they did miss out a few things that we're going to talk about, but just overall I'm really happy with this collection. I was a little scared, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, please do not ruin my childhood, but they did a good job. I think they did a pretty good job with this collection, and as you can tell, I am really late to reviewing this because I think my package got stuck in customs, because it actually got sent out in March and I only got it in May. It came super late, so I hope this video can give you guys some inspiration for those of you that have the collection, and if you didn't pick up the collection, hopefully I can give you some comparisons, and just overall hopefully Colourpop would restock this collection because I think it sold out pretty quickly. But nonetheless, I still hope you guys will enjoy today's video. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into it. So since everything is pretty much sold out, they only have a few things on the website. I'm just gonna kind of go through my thoughts individually. I'm gonna speak more on the concepts rather than the formula, because overall all of these formulas that Colourpop picked for this collection I love. The eyeshadows, super shock highlights, creme gel liners, you know, all of them I love. So I'm gonna be mainly talking about just the collection as a whole. I don't know, I feel like a review would be pointless right now because it's kind of sold out. So with that being said, let's start off with the eyeshadow palette. So we have the Avatar The Last Airbender palette. On the sleeve it has the 5 main characters. So the sleeve, it does come out, and then on the actual palette it is just Aang and Momo. And the way this is laid out, it's like a book, which I think is perfect for this, because if you watch Avatar you will know that each season is by the book Element. So I think the way they laid this out is just a really like nice touch to it. It does remind me of my own Red Dragon palette from Olens. But once you open it up, you have pretty much the 4 elements and their colors, and then you have the symbols in each row of the element, which is a very cute touch. I try to tap around the embossment because it's just too precious. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want it to fade away. But to speak on the color story, honestly, if this wasn't an Avatar collection, I actually do think this color story is quite unique. I don't think I have a palette that has like reds, neutrals, and a periwinkle blue. Like, I don't have that color story in my collection. Of course, maybe individually I do, but just as a whole, I think this color story is really pretty. You can do monochromatic looks by each nation, or you can mix it up a little bit. You can mix the red and the mustards, or the red and blue. So I think everything is actually quite complementary, and I think just overall they did a really great job with this palette. I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed all the looks I did. I think you can do something a little bit more subtle and neutral if you would like, or you can go quite bold and do a red or a blue eye look. And then next up, here are the creme gel liners. So there are 4 shades for 4 characters. We got Zuko, Katara, Toph, and Aang. I will say one thing that I did not like about this collection is they missed out my boy Sokka. How could they miss him out? He is on the slip of the palette. It's not even the actual palette. The palette is Aang and Momo, okay? But on the slip, only Sokka is on the slip. I feel like instead of Katara, they could have made Sokka his own creme gel liner. I know it's just the packaging because you don't see it on the actual product, but still, how could they miss him out? He's like the main character. I feel like Katara, because she's on a different packaging, which we'll get to, she had her own moment, so I feel like, you know, we could have added Sokka in somewhere, you know? But anyway, for the creme gel liners, Zuko's one is called Fiery Fierce, which is more of a burgundy metallic, and then Katara's one is Making Waves, which is like a periwinkle matte eyeliner, and then then top we have Brown Breaker, which is a metallic brown, and then Ang's is Blown Away, which is like a metallic stark white. I think out of all of them, Katara's one, Making Waves, is definitely the most unique, being like a periwinkle blue, and I think it matches her perfectly, but it will also match Sokka as well, so they could have put him on the cover, but nonetheless, these are the eyeliners. We then have two Super Shock highlighters. So on the packaging, one of them is Momo, his one is Moon Peach, which has the marble effect on it, but once you swatch it all together, it's a really pretty like periwinkle kind of lavender shade. And the second highlighter has Aang on the cover in his avatar state. This is called Got Glow. This one is more of like a warm golden highlight, which is definitely a little bit more wearable. And this one is really pretty as well. Like, I love this shade. And then next up we have the glossy lip stains with Suki on the box, on the cover, and then the actual component, it has her fan and the green color. So that was matched perfectly. I absolutely love that. The first shade is called Sealed with a Kiss, which is my favorite shade. I love this. This is going into my top drawer. I think it's such a beautiful shade. Like, it's not too orange, but it's not too pink. It's like a really good in between. So I love that. And the glossy lip stains are super comfortable. They do stain your lips, which means they do last a very long time, and that is something I need, so I love that. And then the second one is called Fanatic. Now this one is where I kind of have not like an issue with, but in the packaging you can see it looks like a true fiery bright orange red, but on the lips when you apply it, it translates more as like a fuchsia pink. So just keep that in mind. I'm not sure if this is still available, but like, you know, I'm just saying that it doesn't look like how it looked in the packaging. And I feel like when I think of Suki and her lips, I think of like a red or even like an orange, but not like a pink. What it looks like in the packaging, I'm like, okay, that suits Suki perfectly, but on the lips, this fuchsia pink, like I don't really see that on her, but nonetheless, it's still a pretty pink, and with this red look that I got going on, it does match really well. But yeah, it's just the little things for me. Like, it's not a big deal, I know, but you just want to keep in mind that it doesn't look like how it looks in the pan. Well, on my lips, like, it's definitely a fuchsia pink. It's not as orangey or bright of a red that it looks like in the packaging. And then we have the Wise Uncle Iroh on the packaging of the Jasmine Tea Overnight Lip Mask from 4th Ray Beauty. This smells so good, guys. It is very hydrating on the lips as well, and I think this jasmine tea just suits him so well. It's so perfect. Like, it's the little details. So I love this one as well. And then we have Appa. We can't forget about him. He's on the compact mirror. This is what the outer packaging looks like, and when you open it up, there are two sides to the mirror. One is magnified and one is just a regular mirror, and it does say yip yip on it, but this is just the protector, so when you actually rip this off, it doesn't say yip yip, which is so sad. I feel like they should have just like imprinted it in the mirror and let it say yip yip, because when you think of Appa, like you just say yip yip, you know? And then lastly in the collection, we have this face mask duo. So it has Katara and Toph on the cover. This one is actually really smart. I really like this because there's two masks. One of them is a hydrating mask, so Katara, she's water, and then Earth for Toph, there is a mud mask. So that just makes so much sense. I actually have not used this yet, but I have tried a fair few of 4th Ray Beauty's skincare products, and generally I have liked what I have used, so I'm sure that these are good as well. I'm probably gonna do this with my niece and nephew. We're going glamping next weekend, so I think this would be nice to do with them because I rewatched Avatar with them, so that would be nice to do it. And you can multi-mask, so maybe the mud mask on the nose and the T-zone, and then the hydrating mask around outer perimeter. Katara's on this. I know she's important, but like, you know, Sokka is also important as well. I feel like he could have been on the eyeliner, and Katara had her moment here. So anyway, that was pretty much the entire collection and just kind of my breakdown, my overall thoughts. Generally, I loved everything. I got to use everything just organically. I wasn't even trying to use everything. It just so happened to, like, everything just came together, and I absolutely love this collection. Obviously, I pointed out some little things that, you know, could have improved, but overall, I think they did a good job with this. Like, they didn't ruin my childhood, so I love it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into my 3 looks. Alright, so for the first look, I'm hopping into the shade Ice Shield. I'm gonna start packing this one on all over my eyes, on my lids first, and then I'll slowly blend that up into my crease towards the outer corners. Pretty much, I just want to blow the shadow out. We're also gonna take that onto our lower lash line as well. I'm just gonna quickly put up my inspiration photo for this look, but we pretty much just want the shadow to be blown out all over the eyes. It is a really nice, like very berry color, leaning a little bit more towards the blue side, but it's really nice to see this Pantone color of the year. I feel like every time it pops up, I just have to mention it. Then I'm gonna go into the shade Moon Spirit, and I'm pretty much just going to apply this again all over the eyes, right on top of Ice Shield. I feel like it's the same shade of Ice Shield, but in a metallic, so they definitely do complement each other, and I'm just applying that all over my eyes just for a slight shimmer. Then taking the shade Water Tribe, I'm taking that into my inner corners to highlight that area, and again just diffusing that out into the other shadows. And because this is my Water Tribe look, I am going in with a white eyeliner to create these little waves like the inspiration pic. I didn't do it exactly like her, but I definitely took inspiration from her photo. So I did a little wave. It doesn't have to be perfect because waves, you know, curve differently. So I did one around my crease, and then I did one at my outer corners of my eyes, and then a little bit higher than my temples. Honestly, this is where you can be creative. Do whatever you like. And then I did also add on some pearls just like the inspiration pic, but I do think pearls and blues gives off like mermaid water vibes, so the vibes are here. Now taking the creme gel liner in and making waves, I'm going to use this to tightline my entire bottom waterline. Again, it matches perfectly with the shadows. And then to just complete the look, I did take the Super Shock Cheek in Moon Peach, and I used that to highlight the tops of my cheekbones. In the pan, it definitely looks a little bit more peachy, but it does have a strong flip of purple and like periwinkle, so it matches this look perfectly. But here we have the first look completed, my Water Tribe look. I hope you guys like it. I love the very berry color. I love the pearls and the little waves. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first look as well. And now onto the second look. I'm starting off with the shade Air Temple. This is going to be our transition shadow, so I'm just working that straight into my crease using windshield wiping motions. And then once I get that pigment there, I'll start slowly blending that out towards my brow bone, towards the outer corners. Since this is the transition, the base, we want this blown out all over the eyes, so I'm also going to take that onto my lower lash line as well. And this is a really beautiful mustard shadow. I absolutely love it. And next, going into the shade of Vortex, I'm going to focus this at the outer corners of my eyes, just stamping on the product there, and then again slowly blending that out. It is a really nice mid-tone warm brown, which is perfect for this warm tone, earth tone, air tone look. So I'm also going to take that onto my lower lash line as well, but just only at the outer corners, using more of a defining brush. Now going into the shade Earth Rumble, I'm going to focus this again at the outer corners of my eyes, but as you can see, I'm taking a very small brush and I'm working it a little bit lower, like closer to my lash line. I'm not going to bring it up so high into my crease, but this is just again going to help deepen out the outer corners. Now going into the shade Quicksand, I'm going to focus this at the center of my eyes. This is a really beautiful bronzy yellow gold, so it really enhances all of those warmer tones. So just focusing that at the center, and then I'm also going to take that onto my lower lash line, again just at the center, aligning along with the shadow on my lids. Then going into the shade Air Blast, I'm going to focus this towards the inner third of my eye, so in the inner third of my lid, in the inner corners, and then on my lower lash line at the inner third. Pretty much the inner third region is going to be this shadow. I think the Earth Kingdom row and the Air Temple row, they really complement each other well with these neutral warmer tones, so I'm just using a mixture of all of these. And then to just complete off the eye look, I'm taking the creme gel liner in the shade Groundbreaker, and I'm going to use that to tightline my entire bottom waterline. And then onto cheeks, taking taking the Super Shock highlighter in the shade Got Glow. I'm just going to tap that on the tops of my cheekbones and then blend it out with a sponge. It is a really nice warm gold highlight, which is definitely up my alley. And then to top everything off for lips, I'm going in with the glossy lip stain in the shade Sealed with a Kiss. I think this is the perfect lip combo for this look. And here we have the second look completed. This is the Earth and Air look. I love how it turned out. Obviously it's very warm, so it's very up my alley, but just love the tones. Everything worked well together and you can't go wrong with a good warm tone look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this second look. And finally, onto the last look. I'm starting off with the shade Fire Nation. This is going to be the base, the transition shadow for our eye look. So I'm just going to get that blown out all over our lids. I'm going to blend that up towards my brow bone, towards the outer corners, just really diffusing the shadow out. You'll have no issues with the shadow. It blends out like a dream. So I'm also going to take that onto my lower lash line as well, just sweeping that all over. Next, I'm going into the shade Comet. I'm going to focus this at the outer corners of my eyes, just really deepening out the outer corners. It's more of a deeper true red compared to Fire Nation, so it is going to give us that really nice gradual depth. So I'm also going to take that onto my lower lash line as well, but I'm mainly going to focus it at the outer corners and using more of a defining brush. Now I'm going in with my eye primer just to cut my crease out. I'm just doing a very soft cut crease, so I like to take a little bit on my brush and then apply that to the inner third of my eyes and then take that above my crease. I will go in with a very thin brush. This is just a paintbrush, and dragging that along my crease line. And as you can see, I'm taking the crease into my inner corners. This is going to help just open up the eyes. And now taking the shade Dancing Dragon, I'm going to focus that at the center of my eyes, sort of where the eye base and the shadows meet. I'm going to place a Dancing Dragon right at the middle. It's going to reinforce that red, but it's also going to help blend that eye primer into the matte seamlessly. And then I'm taking the shade Air Blast and I'm going to focus this at the inner third of my eyes, taking that into my inner corners, onto my lower lash line as well, and just making sure we are not going over the cut crease that we just created. But if you do, it's okay, because we are going to go with glitter a little bit later on, but just to make sure it's a little bit precise underneath that cut crease. And now I'm taking the cream gel liner in Fiery Fierce. I'm going to use this to create my smoky wing today, so I like to take a little bit at the outer corner, and I'll actually go in with an angle brush and create the rest of the wing to get more precise with it. But this is a really nice like deep burgundy metallic liner, so I do think it matches this look perfectly. And then just using the last cream gel liner, this one is called Blown Away. I'm taking that into my bottom waterline. And then lastly, to complete the eyes, I'm taking my Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter in the shade Grind, and I'm just going to tap that along that cut crease line. It's going to add dimension to the look, but it's also going to enhance that cut crease because we are defining it with these light glitters. And this glitter has a little bit more pink reflex, so it does add a different color to this red eye look. And then I do take a little bit onto my lower lash line as well at the inner third there, just to again add some highlight and glitter. But alright, we have the final look completed. This is the Fire Nation look. What do you guys think? I absolutely love it. I love wearing red shadow, so this is definitely up my alley. But I also just love that soft cut crease technique with the glitters there. It's just super sparkly and very pretty, so I love how this look turned out, and I hope you guys like it too. Okay, so those were my 3 looks. Be sure to let me know which look out of the 3 was your favorite down below. I think my one might have to be the Fire Nation one, which I would say, like, if I could bend any element, I would bend Earth, because Toph is like, she's my girl, like my favorite character. But I do like my Fire Nation look, so let me know your favorite down below and which element you would bend, because I don't know, I always like asking people that. It's just fun, you know, it's just just me being a kid on the inside. I hope you guys still enjoyed today's video, even though this collection is sold out. It's pretty much gone. Fingers crossed they will restock, but I would love to know your thoughts overall. Did you guys pick it up? Are you wanting to pick it up? What do you guys think? Let me know down below. But that does conclude today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching as always. I appreciate it so much. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!